तूने मैं कुकुरा जी पागल दिल की तेरे सौदेबाजी क्या नाराज करे आने सीधा साधा सारा सौदा सीधा सीधा होना जी मैंने तुझको पाला है या तूने मैं कुकुरा जी पागल दिल की तेरे सौदेबाजी क्या नाराज करे आने सौदा है दिल का ये तू कर भी ले मेरा जहां बाहों में तू घर भी ले सौदे में दे कसम कसम भी ले आके तू निगाहों में सबर भी ले सौदा उड़ानों का है या आसमानों का है सीता होना जी मैंने तुझको पाला है या तूने मेरे को खोना जी आजा देखी कर सौदेबाजी क्या नाराज करे आने
Hello, all of you. Just a second. So many of you are waiting that this is today DT exam is over. Literally, you can see the coarseness is my voice, and I'm so happy for the hard work put in by me, myself, honestly, and my students. So many of you are associates in the month of February when we started DT practice batch. I called it practice batch, but indirectly it was like a regular batch in YouTube. Then we took GST classes. Then we took customs. I gave all the DT IDT material also in the Telegram group, right? And so many of you purchased copies from us directly also. So honestly, it's a great feeling, and I can come here and make the video that okay, same question is there in the compiler for custom and it came, and DT IDT. I have got so many feedbacks that one thing is sure, ma'am, that we could write the exam fearlessly. That that like a massive campaign I want to run ki bina dar ke exam likhna hai. So the trick is you have to leave something, you have to do something very nice. That's what we are doing in the costing practice batch for September and December right now. If labor is vast and it is taking 3 to 4 days, fine, but then job costing we are completing in one day. So there are some tricks, and when you actually practice, you do the homework, you keep asking doubts to teacher. Dipti ma'am is going to clear by voice note, and then you write chapter wise exam. So then last day, what is going to be the fear in your mind? Tell me. So thank you so much for amazing feedback. But if you are listening to me right now, I don't want you also surely to discuss कि मैम प्लीज एक 15 मिनट का लाइव बनाइए, ये एमसीक्यू का आंसर क्या है, ये नो प्लीज. That's what I want you to be headstrong, confident. Direct taxation is over. Keep that question paper aside. After all the exams are over, if you want, let us take a live class and discuss and solve the whole paper. Not now. Right now, you relax. आराम से जो भी आपका शेड्यूल है ब्रेक ले लो, and once you are freshen up, if you feel you want to join with us, ask others also to join. Share this link, and in a very lighter note, I'm discussing right now MCQs for the next costing exam. Okay, with the MCQs we will also revise the concept, and I've already shared these MCQs also in the groups also, Telegram and WhatsApp group also. Yes, right. Happy? I'm happy with the way you all are giving the feedback that DT compiler was one of the best, one concept, and when you were attempting the paper, my voice was echoing, is that Dipti ma'am itne baar repeat karte hain class mein? Fine, thank you so much. Do spare 5 minutes because today you have written the exam. I don't want you to discuss the paper with me or anyone, any other one also taking live classes. Please don't go and check up ki what was the paper review. That's something we should not do. It's in the market, but we don't want to do it. But definitely, because you have written the exam today, whatever was helpful to you, see, I have given all selflessly the material, the notes, everything in YouTube, because I want to say this, that it's not tough. If 63% in 10th class, 67 in 12th class, and I can clear DT in first attempt with distinction, costing distinction, accounts 95, there's some trick, and that trick is nothing hard work. Hard work and how you deal with the chaos around you. चलो अब कुछ नहीं करना है, सीधा ये करते हैं, आपसे बस एक ही एक्सपेक्टेड है, in the challengers group in Telegram, wherever you are connected, please leave a feedback. How the compiler was helpful to you, or the videos, or the MTPs, or the revision series, or the practice batch, or whatever was helpful to you. Or if you feel, ma'am, this should be improved, please tell me. Last 2 decades, I have done lot of improvement in my teaching, in my material, with the feedback from you students. Ultimately, it's not me dictating ki aise padhana hai, aise karna hai. It's what is helpful to you that matters a lot. And you know what? आज अच्छा दिन ही है. Like 1999 subscribers. एक तो कोई subscribe कर दो exam तक. And that same feedback is coming from the YouTube that 56% of your regular viewers are unsubscribed. पता नहीं अब क्या बोलना है. So glad. Thank you so much. चलो. Let us now prepare for costing exam. Costing exam, let us bifurcate. First, for the upcoming CMA exam, the paper pattern I have already discussed. You want me to do, I'll do it in 5 minutes. And 2 things you should check after this. June 24 CMA Inter costing paper in detail I have solved. Please check that. Second thing is one costing marathon lecture I have prepared. Just the gist, all the concepts, and the chapter wise revisions are also there, but just with 25 pages of booster notes will help you revise the, in a gist way, the provisions of all the chapters. Okay, right? So I'll be sending the link in the Telegram and WhatsApp. If you wish to join, you can join the Telegram and take the notes from there. Okay, right. Second, huh? One second. Yeah. Chalo. Right now, I'm using the PDF and I'm sharing the screen. The mindset for writing 3 hours of costing exam is very simple. Section A is your MCQs. 15 MCQs are there of 2 marks each, 30 marks. Section B is your descriptive questions, where 5 questions you have to do for 14 marks, 70 marks. Each 14 mark question is generally divided into 7 and 7 marks. But sometimes, like process costing or cost sheet, a single question of 14 marks can also be asked. Okay. Now, how many questions you have in choice? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So out of 7, any 5 questions you have to do. Out of that, compulsory, they are asking you the questions on... I'll write here. जो mandatory आपको questions आते हैं. EOQ with lot size. You remember? At EOQ, this is the ordering and carrying cost at lot size. Second type of question which definitely comes in exam is cost sheet. Third which comes is operating costing. Pakka aata hai hotel and transport wala. And please don't study all from the CA material. You have only 3 type of the services: hospital, hotel and healthcare. हाँ, और ठीक है, तो बस वही पढ़ना है आपको. And one more question, yes, definitely comes from the reconciliation. Reconciliation is also so much important for the MCQs. Same way, if you ask me, in MCQs, the most important is marginal costing, these two topics. Ma'am, can we then skip the process and budget and standard? No, please. Budget also in CA it is too vast, but you all have only material and labor. So very easy, simple questions are there. So what I'm saying is mindset. Ki in costing exam, can you all utilize the reading time not for MCQs, but for selecting the questions that out of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what you know? There will be at least some questions which you know it's super duper well. So my suggestion is first hour start with MCQ. Now, ma'am, MCQ, do we have to write the answer? No. Like MCQ, you have to write 6-1 D-bit answer and just the word if you want to write in brief that it is like all of above. Just an answer. 7th one A-bit. 8th का आंसर फिर डी बिट. आपको समझ में आ रहा है? No need of writing any explanation. Is that clear to you for MCQs? And I really want all of you not to write anything in the question paper. Write the answer sheet with black ballpoint pen, and in your answer sheet you should make one rough column for MCQ. You know, there are some MCQs which you cannot get the answer orally. Like if they have answer given you variance, you have to do, like actual quantity into the actual price minus the standard quantity. Like that, just 2 minutes rather than taking down orally, आप लिख के करो, you will get answer. And here then please write down pending MCQ 8th, 11th, 12th. Ma'am, what is this? Can we write like this? Yes, please. No one is going to do minus marks. ये लिखने से क्या होगा? Don't get stuck up at the MCQs that you have only 180 minutes for 100 marks, right? So for 100 marks, it is 180 minutes. So for every 1 mark, you have 1.8 minutes, you can say. So you can't spare more than 2 to 3 minutes beta for an MCQ. So if it's looking like little tricky and 2 answers, leave it and write it after this. Go to your 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of that, what do you know best? If you know question number 3B first, do it first, then do question number 3A. Write down the sections and numberings and the sub. Question number 3B करते हैं, next page पे A. A किसका बेटा? Question number 3A. If you can mention this, it will really help you, right? Okay. And yeah, so many of you are repeatedly, जो चीज important नहीं है उसके पीछे भागते हैं. Yeah, when I said paper pattern, only last 8 question is theory question. In that, repeated questions are coming from question number 1. Explain 2-3 types of cost: opportunity, discretionary, or distinguish between cost control. या theory questions आते हैं आपके budgeting में से. Like that, what are the requirement of installation of the essential of cost accounting system? Like that. Okay. So what I want to say is that theory, whatever it is there in the costing compiler also. So from the costing compiler, wherever theory questions are there, I have marked 2, 3. If time permits, I'll definitely take a session only for covering up the theory. But right now, 10 minutes are over. Let us start with the MCQs. Some MCQs are very simple. And out of the MCQs, what I'm doing, these are by institutes only. I don't want to say कि मैंने type किए, मेरे गलत बातें. ये institute के MCQs हैं because those are only relevantly coming in your RTP, MTPs and final exam. Along with these MCQs, past 2-3 attempts, actual paper MCQs. Don't do past 2-3 attempts RTP, MTP. They are all covered in this. So you'll be wasting your time. And after my MCQs, make sure you are just reading 25 pages of booster notes, which is having formula and concept. With so many years of experience where the student are stuck up, I have made a point. Shall I say one example? Cost sheet. Okay. Factory overhead is always charged for number of units produced. Administrative overhead is always charged for number of units produced. Selling overhead is charged only for number of units sold. So these are the places where you do silly mistake. Okay. Apart from this, एक और concept है. 1 minute, हाँ बेटा. मैंने एक अपने रूटीन क्लास में भी पढ़ाया था. 1 minute. There are so many files, no, they get merged. This was for CA exam. Their pattern is different. But I'd said one thing, like very important point for the mindset of the upcoming posting exam is put everything on the paper. Okay. जैसे ना ये यहाँ पे मैं लिख रही हूँ जैसे 1 unit मैन्युफैक्चर करने के लिए 8 hours, 1 hour का 10 rupees, तो 8 hours. Like this, what I want to say is whatever is the data given to you, put it on paper. That's what works for costing, because this is not a format based exam. Okay, right. And then frame the equation correctly. Cost plus profit is selling price. Is profit is 20% on cost, 120 120. If it is 20% on sales, जिस पे परसेंटेज है उसको 100 ले लो, तो 80 20 and 100. Okay, right. Then how to segregate the fixed cost into variable, and this is also given in the first demo lecture of costing. If you want, I'll put the link. Just in 20 minutes I have explained 2 to 3 ways, and then you can use it in cost sheet, you can use it in job cost sheet, you can use it in budgeting, flexible budget and all. You can also use it in overhead chapter. So variable overhead. So like these are the basic points. Abhi और 2-3 points है, but I don't want to go in teaching mode. Otherwise you all will say, ma'am, MCQs कहाँ है? So fixed cost is constant in total. Variable cost is constant per unit, but with number of units it increases. Semi-variable overhead, up to a limit it is fixed. After that it is increasing. Okay, right? Yeah. Good evening, all of you. Good evening. Those who have written the taxation paper, do leave a feedback. May not be live after this, so that it motivate others also. And it's definitely motivating me कि एक अच्छा सा theory का छोटा सा booklet भी बनाना चाहिए. I have added it in the compiler, but not separately. That's all from my side. Chalo, let us start with MCQs. There are some simple ones I'll do here. There are some tricky ones which I will do it in the working. Okay. And yeah, there are more than 200 MCQs. Of course, out of that 20-30 are same repeated, so I'll skip. But जो भी MCQs कर रहे हैं उसमें जो सबसे important है, we are going to put like this. So if you see a star mark like this, make sure you're going to revise it one more time. Same can come in your exam. So many of you are live and you're all writing CMA exam. But if you can let me know from which place you are, that will be really great. In the process, what do you mean by conversion cost? So this is your first chapter. In material, if I add some labor and some expenses, I will get my finished goods. So to material, if you add labor and overhead, you will get the finished goods. So labor and overhead is called as your conversion cost. So cost of the direct material, direct labor expenses, or direct labor, direct expense, indirect material, indirect expense. Okay, this is it. Followed or not? In the process, in the material, if you add labor, direct labor, the overhead में सब आ गया. Direct expenses, indirect overhead like factory overhead and all. Indirect material, indirect expenses, indirect labor. ठीक है? Right. So that's the answer. Anywhere you feel, no ma'am, not satisfied with the answer, please repeat or comment below. Surely I'll do it. At EOQ level, following is true. At EOQ, ordering cost is equal to carrying cost and least also. That's why we say how much to buy EOQ. EOQ is that lot size where ordering cost, that is order करते time जो expense लगता है, and carrying cost to maintain the stock, storage, investment is least and equal. When a direct worker is paid on monthly fixed salary basis, okay, then the following is true. There is no idle time lost. There is no idle time cost. Idle time cost is separated. Salary is fully treated as factory overhead. No. Daily worker also you can employ on the fixed salary. So fixed salary can be, it's not necessarily it's related to factory. But when you pay someone guaranteed salary, that means there is no idle time cost. Idle time kahan aayega where we are paying you on hourly basis and you're working less and more. That in 8 hours you should make 200 units, but you worked only 6 hours and made 150. 2 hours you were sitting idle and all. So when there is a guaranteed fixed salary, there's no question of idle time cost, not lost. देखो answers बहुत nearby. One or two places I will just do it neutrally. You will literally feel that okay, how we go wrong, huh? Chalo. CAS, now there is no way out. These standards, if you have to learn the name. So CAS 10 is related to direct expense. So special raw material. Okay, that's not direct expenses. Traveling expense to site, yes. Overtime charges paid to direct workers to complete the work, that's a regular charge. Catalog price of the prices of the finished goods, that's selling expense. So what is direct expenses? Traveling expenses inside the factory. Following is not treated as manufacturing overhead. Okay. Lubricant, cotton waste, these are indirect material. So manufacturing overhead is indirect material, indirect labor, indirect expenses. तो ये तो सब indirect आएगा. Apportioned administrative overhead, ये भी include नहीं होगा ना. Why apportioned administrative overhead will be included in manufacturing? And night shift allowance paid to a factory worker due to general pressure. Night shift allowance is paid to a worker and it is because of general, हाँ कभी कभी होता है extra काम. So this is a part of the labor. So this is not a part of manufacturing overhead. Actually, C and D both are like nearby answers. Okay. C and D. But D is genuinely a part of direct labor. Apportioned overhead, sometimes we may take it in manufacturing because there are administrative expenses related to manufacturing. हो सकता है. Okay. Now, reconciliation, say at least 2 MCQs you can expect out of 15. When you attempt a reconciliation of profit as per the financial accounts and cost accounts, the following is done. Okay. You are reconciling what, beta? Financial and cost accounts. Now, if there is under over absorption in the costing books, these are financial books, these are costing books. If overhead is absorbed less in the costing books, you start from profit as per, see these are little tricky ones, huh? थोड़े थोड़े बहुत easy और थोड़ों को time देना पड़ेगा. So what they are saying is, if there is under absorption of the overhead in the cost accounts, if you start from profit as per financial accounts, then add the under absorption. Okay, ये रहा overhead, ये 10 रुपए आपने absorb 80 किया costing books में, तो profit is less. Now if you start with the financial books, तो financial books में profit ज्यादा है. So if you add back, see here in costing books, it is under absorbed, means there it is over absorbed. There it is over absorbed in the financial books. So will you add it or not? Yeah, right. Add the under absorption of the cost accounts. If you start as per profit as per cost books, wrong. Costing की books में अगर under absorption of overhead है, and if you charge more overhead, the profit will reduce. Add होने का तो सवाल ही नहीं है. So this one is the correct answer. This type of answers will take time and I will teach you more. Batch costing, it is suitable for what? Paper manufacturing, drugs, designer clothing, oil refining, drugs. In your material only, economic batch quantity and all, the best example given is pharmaceutical companies, oil refining process, designer clothes, job costing. Paper manufacturing also process. So pharmaceutical companies, they produce the medicines in batch when number of items produced are same and large, right? In the context of contract account, the work completed and work yet to be completed is shown where? Cost plus 2/3 notional, no. At cost under, see, you remember contract account? And this side we all write all expenses. This side we write work in progress, and in that we write the detail. Okay. So work in progress mein we are writing the detail. So that's where we write the work in progress ke niche work certified, work uncertified. Okay, right. A certain process needed standard labor hours of yeah, 2 hours we will be doing this, huh? Maybe 1.5 hour तो और लगेगा, अच्छे से हो जाएगा आपका. A certain process needed standard labor of 24 skilled labor hours and 30 unskilled labor hours at 60 and 40. Okay. So these are 24 and 30 at 60 and 40. Skilled and unskilled. And actually, there are 20 and 25 workers who have been paid at 50 and 50. And they have asked you to calculate labor mix variance. Now the thing is, mix will change if the standard and actual, the proportion is changing. Standard is in what proportion? Can you divide this by 6? 6 4s are 24 and 6 5s are 30. This is the ratio. Can you divide this in 20 है ना, ये 20 है. This is the problem. Screen is stuck up. 1 minute. Hmm. 20 and 25. Can we divide this by 4 and 5? Yeah. So when your standard mix and your actual mix are in the same ratio, then that means that your mix variance is going to be 0. So no need to calculate. And ma'am, if required to calculate, you have to in detail, because there are some MCQs which directly you will click the answer. If the organization has all the resources it needs for production, then the principal budget factor is most likely to be what? Likely to be non-existing, sales demand, raw material or labor. Oh, organization has all the resources. मतलब लेबर तो है, रॉ मटेरियल भी है, नॉन एग्जिस्टिंग भी है, तो फिर what will be the factor? Sales demand. However good your that's what I've muted. However good your product is, okay, right. So you need to 1 second, dear students. However good your product is, you need to have a good sales demand. That's what is the important factor. Ma'am, but raw material is also important, labor is also important, right? But here they said all the resources are there. Then what is the main important factor? Sales demand. Okay, right. Cost unit for hospital. This will surely come. I have given a big table in the first costing compiler only, that what are the factors. Okay, right. You have to, like, if you are doing it for hospital, patient and day. If you are doing it for school, student per year, ton kilometer, passenger, ऐसे करना है. Which of following is considered as normal loss of the material? Okay, pilferage. Pilferage मतलब छोटा मोटा shoplifting. Loss due to accident, careless handling, none of the above. These are not normal, right? Idle time is time spent by worker in factory, time spent by worker in office, time spent by workers off their work, time spent by workers on their job. C is the answer. Idle time is we are paying you for 8 hours, but half an hour you are taking lunch break. 15 minutes you are taking tea break. So this is the time when worker is off their work. I want to repeat, worker is off their work. Warehouse expense is an example of warehouse. Distribution के लिए use होता है ना. For keeping your final product in common terms, it is also called as like depot. So warehouse is not production selling, it's distribution. Are you observing? Some are like we are putting tick 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 and आगे चले जा रहे हैं और कुछ को काफी time लग रहा है. This is the way it will happen in your exam also. Which of the following item is not included in the preparation of the cost sheet? Which of the following item is not included in the preparation of the cost sheet? Carriage inward लेंगे, purchase return लेंगे, commission. Interest. Interest is never a part of the cost sheet. Operating costing is applicable to hospitals, cinemas, transport, all the service industries comes under operating costing. I know the best would have been that I will discuss and ask you all students to give the answers, but that is not permitting. So we are taking it like this. But so many of you are live now. Thank you so much for trusting that I could make a difference in your preparation. Be confident. I'll revise some very important topics here. If you have joined late, I've already said for MCQs, reconciliation is very important and marginal costing is very important. Please, some of you can comment, Princey, and so many of you are there. So if you can comment, if my speed is fine, you all are following. Sales is 90,000, variable cost is 75%. That means the contribution ratio or the PV ratio is 25%. सबको याद है? Sales अगर 700 है, variable cost 75 है, तो contribution और PV ratio 25 है, और 90,000 का 25%. 22,500 is the answer of the 17B. All right, hot favorite question asked in exams so many times. PV ratio will increase if there's a decrease in fixed cost. If there's a decrease in fixed cost, ये तो option ही नहीं. What is PV ratio? Sales, variable cost, contribution. Contribution is nothing but the profit volume ratio. So ma'am, this ratio will not touch also fixed cost. So ये दो तो option है नहीं. So PV ratio is increasing if there's a decrease in selling price. No. If selling price decrease, how will the profit increase? If there's a decrease in variable cost. Yes, this is the answer. 180 and 20. So if the variable cost is decreasing, the profit is increasing. Once if you analyze this 18th question with a pause, if you're watching as recording, pause. If you're watching live, let me know, ma'am, it's clear, but please wait or the speed is fine. एक बार अच्छे से analyze कर लो, फिर this same 18th one, little more twist like PV ratio will decrease, they can give, you'll be able to do it. What is difference between standard cost and actual cost? Variance. अब इतना भी easy आएगा क्या MCQ? Sales budget is an expenditure budget, functional or master budget or none? Functional budget, right? Sales budget, purchase budget, cash budget, all these are functionals. These are the functions of the organization. Depreciation is an example of fixed cost. Today only, the next September and December attempts practice batch, we were doing that machine hour rate problem. So in machine hour rate, depreciation always comes under fixed overhead. Continuous stock taking, this is from your material chapter. Continuous stock taking is a part of ABC analysis. Annual stock taking, perpetual inventory, none. Perpetual inventory. You continuously do the stock taking after some time. That gives a surprise element भी रहता है उसमें. ये सब हमने किया है. So it's perpetual inventory. Meaning is clear to all of you. I'm giving the explanation wherever required. Cost of idle time arising due to non-availability of the raw material. Oh, charge it to costing P&L. Charge to factory overhead. Why? Factory overhead will bear the burnt of raw material. रिकवर बाय इन्फ्लेटिंग वेजेस. क्यों? लेबर को क्यों डालना एक का ब्लेम दूसरे पे? इग्नोर. नो, वी कैन नॉट इग्नोर. If raw material is not available, maybe there are over rains or a natural calamity or shortage of material. So charge it off to costing P&L account. What is overtime? Overtime is when actual hours worked being more than the normal. Actual hours you have worked is 8 hours, normal is 6 hours. So 2 hours is overtime. Actual hours are more than standard. Standard से कोई मतलब नहीं. Standard hours are more, actual hours no. The allotment of whole item of the cost center or the cost unit is called. Okay, now, oh my God, this is like basic. Allotment of the items of cost center or unit is called allocation, apportionment, absorption or none. Allocation. 2 minutes, can I explain that overhead? This is my product 1, product 2. These are my service departments. You know now what? Some expenses are specifically charged to this. You know, there are some expenses which are specifically charged to this. That term is called as what, beta? Allocation. Theory question is also asked. Distinguish between allocation and apportionment. You can write allocation is a specific charge for that department. Okay. What is apportionment? Apportionment is some common expenses. For example, rent of the factory as well as service department is given and according to floor area. What is reapportionment? Finally, I am selling only these two products. So this service department, all the expense I have to charge to production based on simultaneous equation, direct method, step down method, repeated. Once again, I will not repeat 5 times they have asked this question. What is allocation? Directly allocate the expense. What is apportionment? Divide and do. What is reapportionment? This. Okay? Right. In reconciliation statement, expenses shown in the financial books. You remember in reconciliation some expenses like transfer to reserve, loss on sale of plant and machinery. They are shown only financial books mein. So add in the financial books. Costing में तो you have not shown that expense. Financial देखो costing की books में तो आपने वो expense बताया नहीं है. Financial में because you have shown that expense, your profit is less. So now scratch that expense, reduce the expense, add back the expense and increase your profit. Add to financial profit. I want to repeat, you have shown certain expense only in financial books. Writing of the goodwill, transfer to reserve, loss and all. So please add it back. Clear to all of you? Can you all make a legendary day today by subscribing to the channel and making it till 2000? कर दो. 1 second. Huh? Thank you. Chalo. Job costing, job costing is where my every product is different. Tailor made clothings, furniture or shutters like that. So furniture making, repairs shop, repairing के लिए vehicle आता है ना, हर एक की job cost sheet अलग होती है. Printing press, someone wants this much visiting card, someone wants pamphlet. All of the above is answer. They're all a part of job costing. Okay. Right. Next, this one is very, very important. At least you will find 8 to 10 questions like this. Star market, very important. In a process of 8,000 units, inputs, equivalent process costing. 5% are normal. तो normal के equivalent units नहीं लेते, याद है ना? Normal losses absorbed in good units, so you don't take. Closing work in progress is 1000, which is like 60% complete. So 600. 6,600 units are 100% complete. So what are the equivalent units? 7,200. देखो, literally I'm saying as a teacher, when I also solved it first, I took 400 also, and my answer was 7,600. इसमें नहीं है, बट बहुत चांसेस हैं कि सेम आपका आंसर भी आ सकता है. Clear to all of you? I want to repeat, 8,000 units I have put. 5% 400 units are lost. उसका तो कुछ नहीं होगा. 1,000 units. 60%. So 600 and 6,600 units are over. See, there's no abnormal gain or loss. 6 and 7 and 8. 8,000 complete. So 7,200 is the answer. Take your time. See, this was a question. Take a pause. Come back, dear student, with the mindset. Ma'am, if this comes, we just have to take all of above. Yeah, nothing to work. Here you have to do the working. Don't do the working in question paper because Dipti ma'am is also doing. ऐसे मत करो. आप रफ वर्क बना लो अपने नोटबुक में और वहां कर लो. If sales are 1,50,000, variable cost is 50,000. Compute the PV ratio. If variable cost is 50,000 means contribution is 1 lakh, and contribution by sales into 100 is 66.67%. Clear? Standard cost of the material is 15, but actual cost is 16,200. Standard minus actual cost is more. Oh, 1,200 negative variance, 1,200 adverse. नाम से ही पता चल रहा है. Selling and distribution overhead are absorbed on the basis of per unit, percentage of works cost, percentage of selling price, or any of above. Any of above. You can use in cost sheet different ways of doing this. Is this clear to all of you? Right? What entry will be passed under integrated system for the purchase of stores on the credit? 1 second, dear students. What entry will be passed under the integrated system for the purchase of stores on credit? Okay, so it is integrated system. Normally when you purchase, what do we do, dear students? We do purchase to creditor. But if it is integrated, we do purchase की जगह क्या करेंगे costing में? It will go to stores ledger to creditor. It is integrated. और नॉन इंटीग्रेटेड है तो स्टोर्स लेजर टू GLA, जनरल लेजर कंट्रोल अकाउंट. आर यू क्लियर और नॉट? इन फाइनेंशियल बुक्स वी डू परचेज टू पार्टी. इन कॉस्टिंग बुक्स वी डू स्टोर्स लेजर टू क्रेडिटर्स, and in mix book we do stores ledger to GLA. Sorry, not in mix, in costing books and in integrated. So they have asked you integrated, stores ledger to creditor. C bit is the answer. सेम क्वेश्चन रिपीटेड. अभी किया ना, वो 8,000 के लिए था, ये 800 के लिए है, बस एक जीरो कम है. सो दिस द आंसर. ली CAS नाउ आई थिंक बेटर कि जस्ट एटलीस्ट इनके नंबरिंग तो लर्न करना पड़ेगा CAS की. Okay, there's a loss in the financial books, 10,600. Donation not shown in the cost books is 6,000. So financial books में you have shown donation as an expense, then your loss is 10,600. तो cost books में तो 4,000 ही होगा loss. Are you getting? Financial books, the loss is 10,600. After debiting donation 6,000. Here you have not debited donation. So here the loss will be 4,600. Anyone is confused or want me to repeat? Ask then. Chalo. A hotel is having 100 rooms, of which 80% are normally occupied in summer. Summer 100 rooms में से 80% normally occupied है, and winter में 100% में से 25% है in winter. The period of the summer and the winter is to be taken as 6 months, मतलब equal लेंगे, and normal days in a month are 30 days. So 6 months summer है. You all know room days concept in service costing. 6 months it is summer, and each month 30 days. So 180 days. 180 days, 100 rooms, 80% occupied. 100 rooms, 25% occupied for remaining 180 days. मैम तो फिर 360 डेज ही हो रहे हैं या ओके लेट इट बी 360 डेज ना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. 180 days into 100 rooms into 80%. So these are room days 14,400. Memory 180 into 100 into 25%. मेमोरी में डाल दिया m प्लस. अब बाहर आके 18,900 रूम डेज. बोलो 18,900 रूम डेज. Nice question. Mark it important. Process costing. And anyhow, this is good for the denominator also. When we solve the operating costing questions, हाँ बेटा ये denominator में भी आपको help करेगा. Okay, right. The firm has fixed expenses 90,000, sales and profit. The PV ratio you have to calculate. Okay, right? Very simple. So fixed expenses and profit 90 and 60 will give you contribution. सबको ये फॉर्मूला मालूम है. सेल्स माइनस वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इज कंट्रीब्यूशन माइनस फिक्स्ड कॉस्ट इज प्रॉफिट. आई एम डूइंग इन statement. You can do it in profit form also. So profit is 60,000, fixed cost is 90, means contribution is 150, and PV ratio is contribution by sales into 100. Contribution is 150, sales is 3 lakh into 100. You can do 50% is the answer. You can do all this calculation in calculator or a rough work page in your notebook. No problem. Question paper में मत लिखना बेटा. Marginal costing follows the classification on element wise, function wise, behavior wise. Superb question. Marginal costing पूरा chapter ही behavior पे है. Fixed cost is constant in total, variable cost, and your semi variable overhead. Which of the following is not a potential benefit of using the budget? More motivated managers, मतलब बजट के एडवांटेज क्या क्या नहीं है. What is not the advantage of a budget? More motivated managers, enhanced coordination of the firm activities, improved interdepartmental communication, more accurate external financial statement. See, budget is always for internal use. So all these are the advantages of a good budget. क्या क्या है देखो बेटा. Management will get motivated, they will work with coordination, they will get all the information, but more accurate external results. Budget has got nothing to do with the external results. Joint cost is suitable for infrastructure industry, ornament industry, oil industry, fertilizer, oil. Right? Various kind of the joint cost is put, and then you get the oil, and that same oil is then made into onion oil and dental-free oil and regular parachute oil and oil. Which of the following is considered as accounting record? Accounting record. Bin card. Bin card is that only quantity information. Bill of material is nothing to do with accounts, it's a record. Store's ledger is an accounting record which records your issues, receipts, and your closing stock, right? Time and motion study is conducted by which department? What is time and motion study? Timekeeping and time booking. Timekeeping is when the employee is coming and going out. Time booking is how much time this employee will be allotted where, right? So time and motion study is conducted by which department? Engineering department. Okay? Timekeeping refers to what? Time spent by worker on job in factory without work, or time spent by workers on their job or in the factory. See, these two are very similar. Timekeeping is nothing but smart card or biometrics where you mention in time and out time. Time booking is okay. 8 hours this supervisor has worked in A department, 3 hours in B department, 4 hours in C department, 1 hour. Okay, right. Now I'm going little slow. Just see after few time you will feel so many questions are repeated. So we will skip like this one also. Royalty is paid on sales. Royalty is paid on the sales. Yeah. And software development charges related to the product. Okay. Are these all direct expenses? See, royalty on sales doesn't mean it's the selling expenses. You are paying for the branding, like we are making Cadbury's in India, say in Chennai, but Cadbury's is from the other country, right? So when we are paying royalty or we are paying software development charges, they'll all be a part of direct expenses. तो इसको जैसे है वैसे learn कर लो. Royalty is 89,000 plus 22,000, 1,11,000. Done. Direct expenses that does not meet the test of materiality. Okay, it can be treated as a part of overhead, not treated as a part of overhead. All of these, none of the above. Little tricky question. Direct expenses that does not deal the test of materiality. Okay, means these are not material. Can be treated as a part of overhead. See, we know that this is direct expense. If it is indirect expense, it's always going to be a part of overhead. Indirect material, indirect labor is all going to be, so it will be treated a part of overhead. That's the answer. थोड़ा लूज ही है क्वेश्चन, ठीक है. When the amount of under over absorption is significant, it should be disposed of by transferring. You remember today's class only we have done very easy topic in scoring that if there is under over absorption, there are three treatments. Either you can carry forward, or you can charge to costing P&L, or you can put in a supplementary rate. है ना? तो transfer to the costing P&L if it is significant, no. छोटा मोटा है तो डाल दें. Use supplementary rate. Your actual overhead is 8,000 and you have absorbed per unit 5.5 into 1,000. ऐसे तुमने absorb किया. So अभी भी there's a gap of 2,500. You can't transfer this in costing P&L. You can't carry forward. But can you take it and supplementary rate लगा के charge करो? किस किस को charge करते हैं supplementary rate लगा के? Work in progress, finished goods and cost of sales, right? Charging to a cost center those overheads that result solely for the existence of that cost center. Allocation. CA 21. Now this CAs वाले मैं छोड़ दे रही हूँ, रटना पड़ेगा नाम. कुछ के हैं बेसिक जैसे D for depreciation, D for depression and 16. हाँ, ऐसे कुछ ना कुछ जो आप लिंक कर सको. Integral accounts eliminate the necessity. Integral accounts जिसमें कॉस्टिंग और फाइनेंशियल नेसेसिटी ऑफ ऑपरेटिंग, कॉस्ट लेजर, स्टोर्स लेजर, ओवरहेड एडजस्टमेंट अकाउंट, स्टोर्स लेजर, कंट्रोल अकाउंट, cost ledger, control account, or none. Cost ledger. See, if it is non-integrated, then we maintain stores ledger, debit to cost ledger, control account, labor debit to cost. We maintain a control account. Kahan beta? Non-integral. Now they are saying it's integral. So if it is integral, you no need to maintain ना, कोई जरूरत ही नहीं है आपको. ठीक है, चलो. Equivalent production 1000 units, 60%. Oh God, 600. Standard price, standard usage, actual. What is the cost variance? So cost variance is standard quantity into standard price, actual quantity into actual price. So standard material per kg is 20. For 1 unit, they need 5 kg. You all please remember this. Standard quantity is always for actual production. For actual production, what is the standard quantity? So 1 unit बनाने के लिए 5 kg. So 100 unit बनाने के लिए कितना? 100 into 5, that is 500. What is actual quantity? 520 kg. What is actual rate? 22. I hope you are getting. Shall I repeat or clear? 100 units बनाने के लिए 5 per kg, 500 का raw material, 20 के price से 10,000. Actual is 520 into 22. 11,440 minus 10,000. 1440 adverse. 1440 adverse. Simple and repeated questions are going to come. With these MCQs, if you just do December 23, June 23 questions, more than enough. Standard costing of the material. Oh, this is given ready to you. 15,000. Actual cost is 16,200. So 1,200 at first. Standard pehle aayega kabhi bhi. Basic difference between the fixed budget. You know, fixed budget is made only at 60% capacity like that. Flexible is 60, 80, 95 करके देख लो. So it is concerned with single level activity, whereas flexible level is concerned with different level activity. Correct है. Fixed budget is concerned with fixed cost. Flexible budget no, ऐसे नहीं होता है. Both the budget, all the costs are used. So this is the answer. Batch costing is suitable for pharmaceutical, hospital, patient per day. अब दिख रहा है आपको, lot of repetition is there. Cost unit of automobile industry. Automobile is number of vehicle. Is it? Yeah. Depreciation is fixed. Most important element of cost is material. Actually, frankly, तो all the three are important. Material, labor, overhead. but ठीक है, material is बिना के तो production शुरू नहीं होगा. Direct material is an admin cost. Selling any of this or none? No. Indirect material and all will come. ये भी repeat है. Continuous stock taking is like a perpetual inventory. So what are repeated we can skip, no? सेम अकाउंट रिकॉर्ड किसको बोलेंगे? ये सब जो रिपीट है मैं क्रॉस मार्क करें. इन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग प्लान वेजेस ऑन टाइम बेसिस आर नॉट गारंटी? हाल से में तो वी गारंटी नो बेसिक वेजेस कि वॉट एवर बोनस वी विल गिव, बट 8 hours into 100 per day, this much तो we will give you. हाल से रोवन, टेलर्स, गैंस. टेलर्स में आता है जहाँ पे फिक्स्ड वेजेस नहीं है. If your efficiency is less, you are paid at 83%. If it is normal, you are paid at 110% and so on. Under a high wage plan, a worker is paid at a time rate higher than usual according to his efficiency. Okay. At double the rate for overtime. Normal wages plus bonus. क्या देंगे? हाई वेज प्लान में he is paid at the rate higher than the usual. Per unit or per hour rate is higher. There are some industries where labor are less available or the work is risky, so then they do this. They pay at a higher rate. हाई वेज प्लान हमको ऐसे लगता है नॉर्मल वेजेस और बोनस भी तो हो सकता है ना. When overtime is required for meeting urgent orders, overtime premium will be charged to that respective job. Simple. Overtime is required for meeting urgent orders. Overtime premium should be charged to costing P&L, to overhead cost, charged to respective jobs or ignore. I feel it should be jobs. I think they've given overhead. 1 minute. I don't know. देख लेते हैं क्यों डिफरेंस आ रहा है, क्योंकि we have seen now, then charge it according to the job. Until now we never had doubt. अभी पहली बार doubt आ रहा है. 1 minute. Oh, they are saying it's charged to overhead cost because it is for meeting urgent orders. Okay, but they didn't mention ki for specific job, so charge it to the overhead. Done. अगर कोई खास ऑर्डर या जॉब के लिए बोला है तो फिर जॉब को चार्ज करेंगे. Wage sheet is prepared by payroll department. See, timekeeping and time motion and all that is engineering department. But wage sheet is their attendance, their labor costs, their salaries, their chutti, their paid holidays. All this will be done by the payroll department. Labor turnover. More and more workers are coming in and going out. Number of workers replaced by, यहाँ पे by का sign missing है, by average number of workers. Number of workers left divided by number in the beginning plus number in the end. Okay. Number of workers joined divide by, नहीं ये तो नहीं है, ये दोनों आ सकते हैं because in the beginning plus at the end. Divide by 2 नहीं किया तो ये भी गलत है, यही है. Labor turnover is number of workers replaced divided by average number of the workers. What is overtime? Overtime is actual hours worked more than normal time. I think this is also a repetition ना, फिर वही अभी तो किया हमने overtime. Direct expenses shall include the, you know what is imputed cost, implicit cost, hidden cost, opportunity cost. It shall not be included. I to think it shall not be included. Yeah. Example of direct expense: rent, royalty, which is charged on production, bonus to employee. Bonus to employee is labor. Rent will come as an expense in factory overhead. Royalty is example of direct charges. Manufacturing industry produces product P. Royalty is paid on sales. Then also it's direct expenses. Designing charges direct. दोनों को add कर दो. 25,000 is the answer. Packing cost is a distribution cost. ये भी repeat हो रहा है. हाँ, very nice question. Director's remuneration and the expenses. It will always come under administrative expenses. For business administration, we are appointing directors, paying them board sitting fees and other remuneration. So it will always be a part of administrative overhead. Charging to cost centers, तीसरी बार repeat हो रहा है. Allocation. Allocation is like charging. Then what is absorption? Absorption is charging to cost center, cost unit, or to cost center and cost unit. Cost units, not to cost center. कॉस्ट जितने भी अलग अलग है ना उनको चार्ज कर दो, दैट इज एब्जॉर्प्शन. Which method of the factory overhead do you suggest in a concern which produces only one product? See, this is from overhead rate. Overhead divided by number of units. Khatam. But if part of it is done by machine hours, part of it is done by labor hours, तो फिर percentage of wages ये सब आएगा. Simply, if it is only one type of product we are making same, one rate per unit. ठीक है? Right. When amount of under or over absorption is significant. When the amount of under or over absorption is significant, it should be disposed of by. This is not a regular class na beta to. Hey, chalo. When the amount of under and over absorption is significant, it should be disposed of by using supplementary rate. Okay, right. When the amount ये हो गया warehouse expenses. Warehouse तो पहले भी बताया था आपको distribution में आएगा. Next, selling and distribution overhead can be charged by any way. You can charge per unit also, percentage on works cost, on selling price. Any of this is the answer. ठीक है, right. CAs के नाम आपको याद करने पड़ेंगे. Which of the following item is not included in cost sheet? Interest. Already we did earlier and it's very simple. Which of the following item is not included in cost sheet? Goodwill written off. No, you don't include. You'd include in financial books, provisions for taxation, property tax, transfer to reserve. Which of the following item is not included while preparing cost sheet? Same. Interest paid. थोड़ा सा क्वेश्चन ट्रिकी है, देखो. एज अ टीचर फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन की मेरे से भी गलती हो रही. Which of the following item is not excluded while preparing the cost sheet? मतलब which of the following item is not excluded means which of the following item is included? Goodwill written off excluded, provision for taxation excluded, property tax is not excluded. समझ में आ रहा है? फैक्ट्री बिल्डिंग पे देखो, वेरी नाइस क्वेश्चन. हाउ एज अ टीचर यू नो वी ऑल्सो फील कि नहीं यही, क्योंकि अभी तक हमने वही किया कि कॉस्ट शीट में क्या एक्सक्लूड होगा? इंटरेस्ट. बट दिस टाइम दे हैव टर्न, दे हैव गिवन दैट ऑल्सो. व्हाट आर द आइटम्स नॉट एक्सक्लूडेड? तो गुडविल तो इज एक्सक्लूडेड, provisions are excluded, reserves are excluded. Interest is what is not excluded means what is included? Property tax. Clear to all of you? Which of the following are direct expenses? Okay. Which of the following are direct expenses which you will take? The cost of special design drawing, the hire of tool and equipment. Okay. सेल्समैन के वेजेस आप नहीं लेते हो, ये तो नहीं आएगा डायरेक्ट एक्सपेंसेस. रेंट एंड रेट्स एंड इंश्योरेंस ऑफ द फैक्ट्री, ये भी नहीं आएगा. हायर और इक्विपमेंट फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर जॉब, ये भी नहीं आएगा. कॉस्ट ऑफ डिजाइन्स एंड ऑल. once we'll check up 1 minute. Normally confident of all the answers. Okay, they are saying 1 also and maybe 2 also. If for specific job you are taking higher tools and all, that will also be. But 1 and 2 ऐसे कोई तो answer ही नहीं है. So 1 is only correct. Okay. अच्छा, they have given the answers. 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 3 and 4 का तो chance ही नहीं है. So what will be the answer? 1 and 2. 1 and 2 is the correct answer. Okay, right. What is prime cost? Direct cost, indirect cost, non-production cost, or the production cost? So all the direct cost, direct material, direct labor, direct expenses will make the prime cost. Which of the following is not an element of the works overhead? Which of the following element is not an element of the works overhead? Okay. वर्क्स ओवरहेड मतलब फैक्ट्री ओवरहेड में नहीं आएगा, सेल्समैन नहीं आएगा, प्लांट्स मैनेजर तो आएगा, रिपेयर आएगा, प्रोडक्ट ये नहीं आएगा. 90A सेल्समैन सैलरी विल कम इन द सेलिंग ओवरहेड. ओके, राइट. चलो, नाउ in a reconciliation statement, expenses which are shown, now these are little tricky ones. For doing carefully, you have to be very conscious where you are standing. In reconciliation statement, expenses shown in the financial accounts are added to the financial profit. समझ में आ रहा है? Financial book में you showed certain expenses, transfer to reserve goodwill. Now you have to add back. Then only you will get the correct profit, ना? Deduct नहीं, deduct थोड़ी करना है. Ignore, no. Add in the costing profit. Why financial expenses you will add in? So this is like, you know, negative way we are going. ये तीन तो नहीं है, यही आंसर और लॉजिकली सही है. In reconciliation, expenses shown in financial books are added. You showed these expense in financial books, you didn't show in costing books. So add back. Reconciliation statement expense shown in cost books only. Costing की, this time it was financial books, this time costing की books में थोड़े expense बताए हैं, right? So you have already deducted from the costing book. Now you can deduct from the financial books, correct or not? In costing books, you have deducted the expense. So now in financial books also you deduct. वही आंसर आएगा. In reconciliation statement, transfer to reserves. Okay. In reconciliation statement, just 1 minute, check it. ओके, रुकावट के लिए खेद है. क्या देखा आपने किया? डिड यू ऑल डू इट? या. नेक्स्ट, इन रिकंसिलिएशन स्टेटमेंट, ट्रांसफर टू रिजर्व्स, add to the financial profit. Already done is done. This is reconciliation statement. Already in financial books you have deducted. So now you have to add back. In reconciliation statement, income shown only in the financial accounts are in a reconciliation statement, income which is shown only in the financial accounts. Okay, आप क्या करोगे? Financial accounts में you have shown certain income. So now you have to deduct from the financial profit. Na nikal do, because it's shown only in the financial books, right? So deduct from the profit. Great participation from you all students. Chalo, good to see that. Next, see reconciliation. I'm going little slow. You must have seen somewhere we have gone very fast because these are repeatedly asked. In reconciliation, closing stock is undervalued in the financial books. So if the closing stock is undervalued in financial books, you value it normally. Now, if you value it normally, add to the financial profit. Are you all with me? Closing stock is undervalued in the financial accounts. So add in the financial profit, because if the closing stock is undervalued, if you want to value it normally, then what you will do? Add the closing stock. Okay. Add the closing stock. If the closing stock is undervalued, if you add to closing stock, impact is the GP will increase, the NP will increase. So add in the financial profit. Because of undervaluation of closing stock, financial profit was less. So correct it. Integral accounts eliminate the necessity of cost control ledger. Because it is combined, you don't have to prepare the cost control ledger. What entry will be passed in integral for payment to creditors for the supplies made? Integral ledger. Creditors to cash. If it is not integral ledger, then creditors to control account. Right? Good. All answers are correct until now. Yes. Great. The accounting entry in the integrated accounts for recording the sales will be. क्या लेंगे हम? Accounting entry in the integrated accounts for recording the sales. Okay. So now, when you record the sales, what do? Party. That is your data's debit or cash debit to sales. And it is integrated. So to sales and debit to cash. अगर integrated नहीं होता तो we would have done cost ledger control account. So this is the correct entry. This is the C bit is the correct answer. What will be the accounting entry for absorption of factory overhead? Factory overhead is always absorbed in work in progress. Work in progress debit. They have written on left hand side, but हम ऐसे लिखते हैं. Factory overhead credit. Right? Job costing is that type of costing where every product, every service is different. So furniture, yes. Repairs, yes. Printing press, yes. All of the above, right? In a job cost system, costs are accumulated on a monthly basis, specific job, department or process, or kind of the material used. Okay. Job cost mein the costs are accumulated job wise. Job wise. Keep answering. Appreciated that you know the answers. But I'm still giving the explanation so that it fits in your mind for final exam and helpful to revise the concept also. Most suitable cost system when the product differs in material, work, performance, all is job costing. Cost price is not fixed in cost plus contract. Okay. Escalation clause. No. Cost plus contract में cost price fixed नहीं होती है. This is contract costing. Yes? Right. Most of the expenses are direct in job costing, in batch costing, in contract or non-contract. If you see contract costing, it is मटेरियल कितना यूज हुआ है, लेबर कितना यूज हुआ है, अदर एक्सपेंसेस, directly to that contract, what are the expenses we take. Cost plus contract is usually entered into those cases where cost can be easily estimated, तो फिर तो completed contract method. Cost of certified and work uncertified is available, where cost of work, certified work uncertified and amount of profit transferred to P&L is available, right? Okay, so here where you know the cost certified uncertified, then only you can complete the contract account by writing the work in progress on the credit side. Clear to all of you? Right. Cost of the service under operating costing. Cost of the service under great participation. Keep doing that. If you're wrong, you will learn correct. This is your own place. Comfortably learn करो. और सही है तो confidence built हो रहा है. Cost of service under operating costing is ascertained by preparing a cost sheet. Job cost sheet simple. Service costing में हम क्या करते हैं? Cost sheet ही बनाते हैं ना. Right. Operating costing is applicable to hospitals, cinemas, transport. All of the above is the answer. Sorry. सबको applicable. If sales are 90,000, variable cost is 75%. Contribution is 25%. So 90,000 ka 25%. 22,500 is the answer. More than 1.5 hours is over and we are just nearby to completing it. Good. Nearby बोल के भी और 15-20 मिनट तो लगेंगे. There are some questions which are repeated. We can skip then. Variable cost is fixed in total, fixed per unit, varies fixed per unit. If the sales are 150 and variable cost is 60, what is the PV ratio? If variable cost is 50 means the contribution is 1 lakh. The same question we have done, no? 66.67 is the answer. Okay. Marginal costing behavior is a repeat question. PV ratio will increase if the variable cost will decrease. ये भी हमने कर लिया है. The technique of differential cost is adopted where to ascertain PV ratio, marginal cost, cost per unit, or to make a choice between two or more options. That's differential cost. If I produce 1,000 units, this will be my cost. If I produce 1,500, so now fixed and variable will fluctuate. So that is called as differential cost. I am skipping few questions, so I am waiting कि आप लोग यहां तक मेरे साथ आ जाएं. Difference between the cost of two alternatives. See, here what was answer is now question. Is differential cost. Two alternatives when you are comparing, you are just differentiating ki which one is good and not. है ना? चलो. So that's differential cost. Contribution. अब कितनी बार repeat होगा ये question? $3 lakh by 15 lakhs. कर लो ना, थोड़ा अमाउंट अलग है. Into 100, 20% is the answer. Same. Variable cost ratio to is 40%. So PV ratio is 60%. See now some MCQs are so easy. You can answer directly. Fixed cost is 30,000. PV ratio is 20%. Compute the break-even point. Okay. Break-even point is fixed cost by PV ratio. 30,000 by 20%. 1,50,000 is the break-even point. If actual cost is more than standard, then it is unfavorable variance. Difference between standard and actual cost is variance. Standard cost is used for break-even cost volume profit analysis. No, to fix the price and control the cost. These two are related to marginal costing. Clear to all of you? Standard price. Am I going fast or clear? Because they are simple and repeated. More than 160 questions are there. Abhi hum 120 pe hain and almost like 1.5 hours. So 2 hours we'll complete that with all concept. Standard price. Standard quantity. Standard price is 20. Consumption is 5 kg. Standard material cost for producing 100 units. 100 यूनिट्स के लिए कितना लगेगा? एक यूनिट के लिए 5 kg, तो 100 के लिए 500 kg into 20 is the rate. So 10,000. 10,000. Clear? Standard cost of material for a given output is 15. Actually ये already repeat हो गया है. 1200 इसका आंसर भी learn हो गया. For the purpose of proof, material cost is price variance and usage variance. Price and usage, है ना? Material cost variance is material price variance and material usage. Usage is then efficiency and mix variance, like that. Cost variance is the difference between the standard cost and actual cost. It has got, see, variance is between standard and actual, but it has got nothing to do with your marginal and all that. Okay? These two questions I'm skipping, we have done already. Same. ऐसे ही है, एक और करना है तो कर लो. 800 units. Always standard quantity of material required is for actual output. So actual output is 800 units. Per unit requires 8 kgs. So we need 6,400 kg into 10. So 64,000 is your answer. Are 64,000 is cost. Sorry. They have asked you 6,400 kg. बात ही खत्म. देखो मैंने गलती किया क्या, सिली मिस्टेक किया कि मैंने आपको स्टैंडर्ड रॉ मटेरियल का कॉस्ट बता दिया. They have asked you quantity and quantity is 6,400. Budgets are shown in qualitative, quantitative, materialistics or all. Budgets are shown in quality कुछ नहीं रहती. हाँ, quantity दिखता है and materialistic way. So the answer is B and C. Little tricky, huh? This one. एक बार फिर से check करो. Important ones I have star marked or repeated one. Which of the following is not an element of master budget? Capital expenditure budget, production schedule, operating expense, all of above. Production schedule. Production schedule is not an element of the master budget. Production schedule is definitely an element of your, what do you call it as? It's the element of your functional budget. कि हाँ कितना quantity आप produce करो. 2 minutes please, just check the next one. Right on. One minute. Just wait. Clear to all of you? Which of the following is not an element of the master budget? So, production schedule. Only few questions are left. I'm leaving the CS ones and which are repeated. Right. Which of the following is not a potential benefit of using budget? means it's not an advantage of budget. Already we have done this. Enhanced coordination, more motivated managers, improved interdependent, ये सब तो benefits है of budget. More accurate external result. See, budget has nothing to do with the external result. Which of the following is a long-term budget? Master budget, flexible budget, cash budget, or capital budget? How much machinery is required and so on. Material becomes key factor if material becomes key factor. Please answer if you know the answer. Even if it is wrong, it is okay. देखो, material becomes a key factor if there's a quota restriction. Insufficient advertisement को material से कोई लेना देना नहीं है. There's a low demand. Low demand तो फिर sales. There's no problem with the supplies of material. Material becomes a key element if there's a quota system. Raw material is only available in limitation. Then definitely. Clear? Sure. Next one. The difference between fixed cost and the variable cost assumes significance in the preparation of which budget? Flexible budget. We don't know, just differ between fixed and the variable, right? Okay. Next, the budget that is prepared first of all is master budget, budget with a key, cash budget और capital expenditure. सबसे पहले क्या budget बनता है? तो budget with the key factor. Key factor might be the limiting factor, है ना? So if labor, no point in making the master budget if material is limited, labor is not available, power or overhead is limited like that. Sales budget is expenditure budget, functional, master or non-functional. Sales, purchase, all these are functional budget. A flexible budget requires a careful study of fixed, semi-fixed and variable expense, post and current. Obviously, flexible budget will definitely come in exam 7 marks question. At 60% they'll give, at 80% they'll ask you to make how much is fixed, how much is variable. You have to decide and do. Okay. All right. This is again same process costing. 6,000 units you have put. 5% are lost. That is 300. But equivalent units for normal loss is always nil. Closing work in progress is 800 units, but they are 60% complete. So jitna complete hai, we will take. 4,900 units are 100% complete, we will take. Now please do the total of this. You cannot do this without writing. So make a rough work और वहां लिख के देखो कि abnormal loss तो नहीं है ना, या abnormal gain. Oh, this is tallying 6,000 and 6,000. So what are equivalent units? 5,380. Anyone is having any doubt in this? 5,380. Which of the following best describes a fixed cost? It may change in total, where such change is related to change in the production. It may change in total, where such change is unrelated to production or change is related to production. Very nice question. It is constant per unit. No, that's variable overhead. Are you all following this material I have given in the Telegram and Challengers WhatsApp group? Still, if you have any doubt, you can post your query in 9290065156. And it's already 1995 subscribers. Help me to make it 2000 today, a legendary day. Anyhow, the DT paper was good. That is for sure. So happy for after seeing that. And also watch one costing marathon lecture. I'll put the link here. Clear? हाँ बोलो. Z Limited is, oh sorry, हम किसी के बीच में थे ना, और important way. It may change in total where change depends on the production with a relevant range. No. Now doubt is between first and second. We are talking about what, dear students? It fixed overhead. It may change in total where such change is unrelated to the changes in the production. Whether you produce 80% capacity or 100%, irrespective of your production, fixed cost is constant in total. Z Limited is planning to sell 1 lakh units at 12. Fixed cost is 280. In order to realize the profit of 2 lakh, what would be the variable cost? So profit is 2 lakh. Fixed cost is 280. So what is the contribution? 4 lakh 80,000. 4 lakh 80,000 is the contribution. Right? Okay. And what is the sales? I hope you are getting fixed loss plus profit is contribution. And what is the sales? 1 lakh into 12, 12 lakhs. So difference क्या आएगा? Variable cost आएगा. Variable cost कितना आएगा? 7,20,000. All clear to all of you? Right. Only I am leaving this CAS. If you have time and if you have learned, attempt. नहीं तो थोड़ा एक risk ले लो. The most suitable cost accounting system where the product differs in type of the material and labor. Material alag, labor alag, job. Every unit is different in job costing. In a process, same now. 10,000 units we are putting. 10% is normal loss, but equivalent units of normal loss are nil. 1,500 units is closing stock, which is 70% complete. And 7,500 units are 100% complete. So what are the equivalent units? 9,050 it is coming. 9 भी नहीं, 8,000. 8550 ये आ रहा है आपका. Okay, sales and profit are given for 16 and sales are profit. PV ratio. PV ratio का one more form. One is fixed cost and break even point and all that वो सब तो है. Another is PV ratio is change in profit by change in cost. Mark this formula, very important. Write it with me. Change in profit by change in cost. What is the change in profit? 5,000. What is the change in sales? 20,000. So that's what is PV ratio. 25%. Nice question. 600 units. I think we have done this. Into 8 into 10. So it's 4,000. Correct है ना? 600 units बनाने के लिए 1 unit needs 8 kg. So you need 4,800. Sorry. 600 into 8 into. अच्छा, they've just asked you the quantity. मैं फिर से वही गड़बड़ कर रही हूँ. I'm giving you the standard cost, whereas they are asking only quantity. It's the 4,800. If they would have asked the standard cost, then it is. Which of the following is long-term budget? Now this is a repetition. बहुत सारे questions अब repeated हैं. Main purpose of cost accounting is to maximize the profit, true. To help in inventory valuation, true. To help in fixation of the selling price, true. To provide information to management, true. Oh my God, all are true. Now actually if you check closely, these three are the purpose of cost sheet or costing. What are the benefits of costing? You can calculate your cost at the profit selling price. When you use this information and process it through decision making, it becomes cost accounting. Nice question. Repeat it again. Reconciliation, one question will surely come, but I think 6 to 7 questions I have done. I'm skipping this. CMA, which is service department, refining, machining, receiving, finishing. Services, रिफाइनिंग तो प्रोसेस में आता है, मशीनिंग ओवरहेड में, सर्विसिंग डिपार्टमेंट मतलब हु इज गिविंग सर्विसेज, रिसीविंग डिपार्टमेंट. इज इट राइट? वन कभी कभी होता है कोई क्वेश्चन में कंफ्यूजन. जस्ट वी हैव कम टू द एंड, सो आई डोंट वांट टू से एनीथिंग. हाँ बच्चे क्या चेक करेंगे? नो नो. Receiving department, the logic is receiving department may be like credit department and also it's a kind of service. Which of the following item is not included in the preparation? नींद में से उठा के पूछे तो बोल देंगे. In job costing, to record the issue of the material to a job. Purchase order, no, वो तो purchase. GRN, when the material is received. Material requisition, purchase requisition. Material requisition will help to transfer the material to which job department needs it. ठीक है? Right? Okay. Please comment below if this is helpful or not. Lot of energy is taken in the preparation and then taking it actually. तो जरूर से इसको शेयर करो. अब ये वाले क्वेश्चन हम स्किप करें, सेम के सेम ही है ये सब प्रोसेस वाले. और sales value required to achieve desired sales is fixed cost plus profit by PV ratio. Almost मुझे लगता है I've revised everything in marginal costing. Fixed cost plus profit by PV ratio is your desired sales. So fixed cost is 60,000. Profit you want to earn 15,000. So this is your contribution and it is 40%. So 75,000 divided by 0.4. 187,500. During a period 36,600 labor hours were worked at a standard rate of 8 and the labor efficiency variance. Efficiency is always related to hours. So what is the labor efficiency variance ka formula? Efficiency is measured in hours. Standard hours my actual hours. So always standard hours are first. And multiplied by क्या करोगे? Standard rate. So 13,600 is your actual hours. Standard rate is 8. Direct labor efficiency variance is 8,800 minus. What are the standard hours? You can solve this. We have done it. Like इसको multiply करो, minus को यहाँ plus करो. कर लो कैलकुलेटर में. 13,600 into 8 minus 8,800 divide by 8. 12,500 hours is the standard hours. Cash budget of ABC foreman. Which of the following would be appropriate action to be taken in such a situation? Cash budget. ठीक है. कैश बजट में सरप्लस आ रहा है तो क्या करोगे? फिक्स्ड एसेट ले लोगे, पर वो शॉर्ट टर्म है. इन कैश बजट इफ यू हैव सरप्लस शॉर्ट टर्म यू कांट बाय फिक्स्ड एसेट, यू कांट रीपे लोन. राइटिंग ऑफ प्रिलिमिनरी एक्सपेंस के लिए तो नो कैश इज रिक्वायर्ड. पे द क्रेडिटर्स अर्लियर. इफ यू हैव सरप्लस कैश फॉर शॉर्टर टाइम, pay to your creditors and avail a cash discount. Nice question. Costs which are ascertained after they have been incurred are known as sunk cost, imputed cost, historical cost. Prime cost plus the variable overhead is called as what? सिर्फ variable overhead. Prime cost plus total overhead रहता तो factory overhead आता. Variable overhead मतलब marginal cost. Because prime cost is all variable और overhead भी variable डाल रहे हो तो marginal और variable cost. In which of the following method issue of material are priced at predetermined rate? Standard price method. For reducing the labor cost, which of the following factors is considered most important? अगर आपको labor cost कम करना है तो rate कम करो. पॉसिबल नहीं है. लॉन्गर आवर्स ऑफ वर्क काम कराओ. हाई इनपुट आउटपुट रेशियो. Yeah, high input output ratio. So that will help you to reduce your labor cost. Maximum possible capacity is only in books, theory, that you can use the laptop for 18 hours without. That's in theory. We know that normal, practical, this is all taught to you in overhead chapter. In a job costing, which of the following documents is used? Material requisition. ये भी repeat हो रहा है ना? Okay. Now, last part we have come now to the main purpose of accounting of joint product and byproduct is to determine the profit and loss of each product, to determine selling price, comply with statutory requirement to identify cost and load in the main product. No. Determine the profit and loss in each product. Joint product में कभी कभी A और B main product और C. तो हर एक product का कितना cost है, further processing cost, profit, for that we prepare. During 2560 standard rate, how many standard hours? Same question, what we worked out now. Standard hours into standard rate minus the actual hours. Oh, sorry, efficiency ratio is given, no, here. 1 second, huh? Efficiency ratio is given to you here. So same, labor efficiency ratio. Efficiency ratio is standard hours minus actual hours and in bracket standard rate. So 2560 is the actual hours, standard rate is 7.5, efficiency is 825, adverse means write it in bracket and standard hours. When you solve this, you will get the answer 2450. PQR manufactures a single product at 40, fixed cost is given, contribution is given. What is the break-even point? Break-even point is fixed cost by PV ratio. So fixed cost is 60,000 and PV ratio is 40%. 1,50,000 is your sales and selling price is 40. So that is 3750. The fixed variable cost classification has special significance in the preparation of capital budget. No, not capital budget. So sorry. Fixed and variable cost you need separate for flexible budget. Flexible budget. Okay? Right. So till here we have completed and only MCQs are there. So we are not checking the other things given behind your material, that is fill in the blanks and all. Exactly 2 hours are over since we have started the lecture. So please comment below if this is clear. If you have any doubt, I've given you my number and join the Telegram in the description of the video. Link is there. There I am posting booster notes and costing marathon lecture just of 2.5 hours, not 8-10 hours. Jisme you will get every chapter's concept and the formulas. So you can apply that and solve, and chapter wise revision videos wherein I have checked the important question answers. That is there in the playlist. So I will share the link. Study super duper well with you. I am also excited to solve the MCQs of DT paper, which was super easy today. And same question in our DT IDT compiler is also there, but this is not the right time. After all your exams, even after costing paper, I'm not going to discuss the costing paper. That's a promise you have made to me and I have made to you. Mindset should be positive. आ रहा है सब, पेन फ्लो हो रहा है, इतना प्रैक्टिस किया है तो पेन चलेगा पक्का, right? Wish you very all the best. Stay connected. And costing batch has just started for September and December CA CMA exam. Anyone wishes to join, they can check up the link. Okay. Wish you very